So I heard you want some tips on how to beat Swordsoul. 35.6% of you have not smashed that living crap on that subscribe button. Smash it so we can get to 100k. So I've been playing a good chunk of Swordsoul. I want to talk about some of the things that I've been losing to here and good points to execute combos. So the first one's going to be a nod to hand traps here. I want to talk about specifically Nibiru. Now, in a going first scenario, typically if you open a Mo-Yi token is 2, Chi-Zao is 3, and then Long Yun for the 6 with the token. That's 5 monsters. You Nibiru here, we pick up our cards, and we cry. You can try to hold out for other things. If I open up Ecclesia, it's going to be the exact same result. It's just would be one more monster, and then you can Nibiru me at the exact same choke point there. Now, yeah, that really sucks. Then there's Gamma. Alright, now, for Gamma, I've been Gammaed 4 times and it's stung every time. I'm not maining Gamma as like a cross-out potential target to really deal with, but looking at like Gamma interactions so far with, yes, Tri-Brigade, Gamma stings really bad when it actually resolves. So Gamma on a Mo-Yi resolution on a normal summon, attempting to reveal to generate the token, is probably the best place to do it. You will generate a lot of free advantage, and you kind of strand me in like dead water. So Gamma's a very powerful trap card. Same thing with like Ash and Imperm and the Veiler on resolution of the Mo-Yi coming out and then activating the effect. Typically, if I don't have an extender there, you kind of choke me out a little bit as well. So in terms of the hand trap department, those are going to be probably your biggest things. Nibiru actually really hurts. If you try to Nibiru me after the establishment of the Baroness, though, you're just horrible at this game. All right, next up is going to be Token Collector. Now, I've been Token Collectored twice in testing so far, out of probably 40-50 games. And problem with Token Collector is it does sting a lot when it resolves. The fact that it can keep coming back out of the graveyard is a problem. Typically, if a Token Collector... Okay, so here's the thing. You have to see the Token Collector in like your opening hand, or you have to grind me in a scenario for it to be really powerful. And somebody's gonna be like, well, Robbie, what do you mean by that? All right, so if I go first and I establish Chi-Zao, Baroness, and or DP, all right, and then you draw Token Collector for turn, well, at that point, if you can't break those 2 monsters, you're gonna have a hard time. Now, if you open Token Collector on my normal summon Mo-Yi resolution, and you lock me out from doing anything else there, that's really good, right? That's where your best value is going to be at that point. So Token Collector needs to like show up very early, but once you like shift into that grind game, you kind of lose value for it. I'm citing Token Collector right now as a cross-out target, just, you know, so you can stunt it off of the cross-out to be able to resolve so that you can climb up and do what your deck wants to do, which is, you know, play token, synchro the deck. The other way around it is like playing like a 1 of instant fusion, so you can like go into and start combo, but not doing that just yet. I feel like if Token Collector kind of comes up, you either have to like rely on Destroy Phoenix Enforcer to like come up with it, or like find a way to like shorten it out so it doesn't become an issue. And it does hurt at certain points, but it's kind of what it is at the end of the day. It slows me down and forces me to reconsider my options at that point. Speaking of slowing me down, the next one is actually going to be Dimensional Barrier here. Now, I have not been debarriered yet in testing, but we always like to look at multi-functioning cards for good potential here. A good example of multi-use for this is, you guessed it, ladies and gentlemen, you can call fusion monsters against Yield Despia, Yield Invoke. So right there, straight off the bat, you got multiple options for this. First trade-off is it's a trap card. All right, so your turn 1 use for this is going to be really what you want. All right, you want to go first. You want to be able to see this card, set it, call synchro, and then laugh at your opponent, right? Well, yes. But in the same situation here with Token Collector, You still have to be able to, if you board this in going second, for whatever reason, alright, I'm just going to humor this part of the discussion. Shouldn't be citing this in going second, alright, unless you're like meaning Dark Ruler No More to break the board. But, I mean, Baroness Cheese Out with like follow up is like the gas, alright? Unless you're also citing in D-Barrier and you happen to catch me on a bad hand where you call Fusion, stop my Destroy Phoenix Enforcer. You're just kind of better than me, you know what I mean? So, multi-purposing cards, check. Going first, establishing a board with a D-Barrier pretty much ends my turn. I can do some other really weird stuff. It's all going to come down to, did I see the Destroy Phoenix Enforcer to like kind of round out the rest of my play? Because if you open up D-Barrier, call Synchro, and like you can stop like the resolution of the Destroy Phoenix Enforcer, congratulations, you won the game. That's kind of where I'm sitting right now with D-Barrier, but it is a fantastic side deck option nonetheless. The card literally gets the game back to your turn against Swordsoul, and that's what you really need to see with this, like these side deck cards, is can I get the game back to my turn? Next is up is Zombie World. Now, I've had the pleasure of playing against Zombie World once in testing here, and it messes you up. It really does. I don't know if you guys have read some of these Swordsoul synchros, but some of them require worm monsters, and not being able to have worm monsters on your field really sucks, man. Alright, because everything on the field gets converted to zombie. Like, what are you supposed to do about that? Oh, the answer is you're not supposed to do anything about that, actually. It's actually just real bad times out here. Also, the fact that this stupid thing messes with your graveyard as well. Yeah, a field spell that genuinely messes with your graveyard is a bad time. And then, to top things off, I just gotta add, like, the little disclaimer in here, you know? Typically, if Zombie World's being involved, that means the Dragon Nether Soul is going to be involved as well. Which means that, yeah, you're a giant super poly target. Typically, you'll be ending on Barony with Cheese Out, which they're just going to get super polyed away. Now, the interesting thing in this matchup is the Destroy Phoenix Enforcer can kind of round things out a little bit. You can pop the Zombie World field spell, make it not so great. But in a scenario in which Destroy Phoenix Enforcer is not involved versus Zombie World, losing that worm typing sucks actual butt, because you can't make the Boxia for the spot removal. No Cheese Out. Yeah, it feels really bad. So, if you're looking at, like, good budgetary options against this deck, and you're, like, a zombie player, and you're like, well, like, how good is Zombie World versus this deck? Well, it should give you a little bit of an idea. I actually got Dark Ruler No More, and Zombie World didn't end. Yeah, it wasn't very fun. I lost that game, actually, so who would have guessed? And the last one I want to mention here is Harpies Featherstorm. Now, I'm only giving this a nod right now because Flundereese are a deck. Barrier Statue Penguin is horrible Tau, by the way. This is my disclaimer to every Swordsoul player out there. Good luck. If your opponent has Trap, Barrier Statue, Penguin, you better hope you sold DRNM or Lightning Storm, or you're not playing that game. Now, I also got to like include here Harpies Featherstorm in that nod here, because guess what, ladies and gentlemen? They can play the card as a global monster negate as long as they control a Winged Beast monster. 100% chainable, by the way. 100% unfun. It's really great when your Swordsoul effects are just globally negated and you just can't do anything. Alright, so if you're a Swordsoul player and you're like, oh, my Penguin matchup is great. Next is kind of Virtual World. You kind of just take the leap of faith when you play against it. I mean, I just got to give that disclaimer here that, you know, in addition to N-Pen, you know, everything else that that matchup throws at you, you also have, some of the builds are actually playing the Featherstorm. So, yeah, good luck playing around those cards, because it gets very, very challenging out here. So that's kind of my, this is what you should do to beat Swordsoul video. Guys, please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. Please, I do want to read some of these comments. There are many, many, many other ways to beat this deck. But these are just kind of some of the general ones that I've been seeing in testing that, when come up in certain points, can straight choke you out of the game, and you can have a really unfun time. So guys, I'll see your beautiful faces back here later on. Dave with some more cool ass content. Peace out.
Thank you, patrons, for making the ride never truly end. Without you guys' support, well, I would probably be doing Truffle Shuffle videos for a living. Guys, please check out VanCool40 for all of your Cardfight Vanguard content brought to you by MCool40. And if you are looking to pick up singles, check out mcoolgames.com for your trading card game needs. Thanks for watching, everybody.